Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I had a request from a subscriber to do a coloring chat out of Magical Artifacts, Color by Number book for adults. This is by Sachin Sachdeva. There is a flip through of this book on my channel if I remember. I will link that video down below. So I thought, well, we're just going to color the very first picture in this book. So we have some mushrooms and dragonflies. Now, the color key in this particular book is different than his other books. So I went through, kind of matched up some colors according to my color chart. We'll see how accurate they really are. I'm sure they'll be fine. So yeah, these are some different colors, and it could just have to do with the actual subject matter of the book. So let's put a sheet of cardstock back behind. I'm going to color today with my Ohuhu brush markers, and I'll link those down below in the description also, along with this book. And what number shall we start with? Where are the number ones? I don't think we use number ones in here. That's one thing I know some of the other companies do, is they only list the colors over here that are needed for that picture. And that's always kind of nice. We have some number 2s and 3s though. So let's start with 2, which is yellow. And I use a Y3, or I'm going to, barium yellow. Now, this is on Amazon paper, so it's very thirsty. So I'm going to do my darndest not to go outside the lines, but there's no guarantee. And that's okay. All right, so we have some number 2s in our, looks to be dragonflies. So how is everybody doing? It is Sunday, the, oh yeah, 12th. I should remember that because yesterday was the saddest day, or one of the saddest days in American history, right? 9/11. Did any of you watch the specials that were on TV as they read out all the names? And did you have any goings on in your particular city or town? We here in Marathon, itty bitty Marathon, actually had a silent march coming up Main Street, because we have such a huge hill in Marathon. They decided to do this here for, what shall we say, a specific reason. They started down at First Street and did their silent march all the way up the big hill. So we had a bunch of firefighters in their total outfit, you know, their garb, all, you know, along with the oxygen tanks on their back and everything. So that had to have been hard, tiring, marching up this steep hill. But the reason why it was so symbolic, the elevation difference between First Street and 8th Street up here, which is the street I actually live on, is 110 feet difference. So it is quite a steep hill. And that is symbolic due to the fact that there were 110 stories in the World Trade Center buildings. So yeah, that's kind of why they did that here. I did not know that when they were doing the silent march, but I got a fuzzy on the tip here. But they had talked about it on the news. the symbolism of doing it here in town. So that was kind of neat. And no twos in there. So yeah, we had that going on yesterday. Kind of really brought back memories, didn't it? Again, such a sad, sad day in our history. But we're not here for sadness, are we? So we'll go on to other subjects. Anybody have anything going on this weekend? We're still technically at the tail end of summer. It hasn't been the first day of autumn yet, thank heavens. Unfortunately, our trees are starting to turn already. I'm so sad. Not a lot, but even our big maple here, there is, I don't know why, but there's one branch that is starting to turn, the leaves are starting to turn red. And it's like, no, it's too early. Number 3 is orange. And I'm using Y10 apricot. Y10, where are you? I should have pulled these out ahead of time. But do I do that? No. So, we, of course, didn't do anything. Well, I shouldn't say that. We did go out to eat last night. It was a nicer restaurant. Not super fancy, but nice. And for my birthday, because my birthday was last month already on the 21st, but because Bob was gone to the drag races up in Minnesota, we never really went out to eat for my birthday. And Bob asked me if I wanted to go to this restaurant. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to turn that down. That is the first time we have been out to eat in over a year. Well, no, I take that back. We might have went out one other time. We don't eat out on Friday nights anymore, but I do order from a restaurant, and then either I or Bob will go pick it up, and we'll eat here at home. It's always kind of nice to actually eat in the restaurant, because then we don't have a Bella that's sitting there staring at you with those big eyes. Yeah, she's a beggar. Which is probably more our fault. We didn't get her out of that habit from puppy on, so it's our fault, not hers. And we have some 3s in the stars up here. This is why I love my brush markers, because you can get into teeny areas, but you can also use more the side of the marker rather than the very tip, and do bigger areas easy too. That's why me and the chisel never got along, because I just never learned to, automatically turn the chisel one way for fine lines and the other way for broader lines. And those of you who are good with chisels, yeah, your brain doesn't even have to think about it. It just automatically does it. Yeah, I know if you make yourself use them for a while, it becomes much, much easier, of course. But I do love the brush tips, because you don't even have to turn them. Wow, we have a lot of threes here. So yeah, thank you for the suggestion for coloring out of this book. I have not colored in it yet, so great idea. And you know me, I'm a color by numbers. Especially with alcohol markers. And Sachin puts in nice thick lines that work great with alcohol markers. These are kind of mid thickness in lines. Some of them are thicker than this, and they really work awesome with alcohol markers. Or shall I say, alcohol markers work great with them. So we'll finish up these threes. So I tried something different at this restaurant. Typically we go to this restaurant for birthdays, because if you go right on your birthday, depending on how old you are, that's the percentage of discount you get off your meal. So one of the few times, the older you are, the better. Now, like next year, if we were to go, say, on Bob's birthday, he turned 70, so he would get 70% off his meal. Good deal, huh? And then you get to spin the wheel, and they have some prizes on this wheel, like a $5 gift certificate and a free something or another. You do also get a free piece of their scrumptious chocolate cake. Now, I am not a chocolate cake person at all. But for some reason, there's something about this cake. I can't eat a lot of it, but I do like a few bites of it. It's something, yeah, it's such a moist cake with really nummy chocolate frosting. Oh, am I making you guys hungry yet? I think we have one more three down here. So I picked something different than I normally have. I normally have, it's called an ultimate. Oh, we do have a peach here. Number 1, E090. All right, I know you're here. Here we go. And what the ultimate is, it's a great big croissant. It's like that. Can't even see, I'm zoomed in. It's probably like a foot long and very flaky. And inside is a chicken breast topped with ham. And there's a tomato in, but I'm sure if you're not a tomato person, you could order it without. And then it's, yeah, this is real diet friendly. It's drenched in hollandaise sauce. I love hollandaise sauce. So, yeah, and then you can get it with French fries. Oh, it is so good. I decided to try something different, though. And after I got it, I wish I would have went with the ultimate. Let's go on to number 5, which is pink. R9. That's R6. R9, here we go. And they had a special on chicken parmesan. I love chicken parmesan. Whoops, we're doing no, we are, no, what are we doing? Number 5. Oh, short memory here. And the chicken itself was awesome. Oh my gosh, their chicken there is so tender. I want to know how they make their chicken breast. And it was, you know, had a coating on it, and I don't know if it was deep fried or just fried. So again, nice and diet friendly. but it was a special occasion. And then it was over fettuccine noodles and with their own marinara sauce. And then topped with melted mozzarella. Is that our only 5s? Oh, I have a bunch of 4s. Oh no, the whole mushroom is 5s. Oh, I bet you I'm going to get lines in this. Because I got to go around all these 7s. What is 7? Magenta. I actually think I'm going to go right over the 7s. Because what do I have for magenta? Number 7. R15 cerise. Wonder how dark that is. I can't remember. That's okay. Doesn't really matter, does it? So yeah, we're going to go right over the number 7s. Hey, it's my coloring page. I can do what I want, right? So this is where that brush tip comes in handy. We're going to leave this 7 alone, and it's going to be a different shade, but that's okay. I kind of want that. Go around this window. Now, again, I've said this in past videos, the trick to not getting lines is to keep the leading edge here wet. So I'm going to have to go up and work on this area. So you got to kind of work in 2 areas at the same time when you're doing larger areas. That's why sometimes it's almost impossible not to get lines, because you have more than 2 areas to go, and when you're going around objects, it's almost, yeah, very, very hard, if not impossible sometimes, to do that, to keep the edges of it all wet. So, oh well, you end up getting lines. The one that really bothers me, though, is in faces. If I'm coloring a person, then it kind of bothers me more. Well, I guess it always bothers me, but I wish it didn't. Just like water-based markers, I wish it didn't bother me that they streak, because you almost have to use water-based markers in those Disney books because they're double-sided, unfortunately. Or you could use pencils, I suppose. Which I was thinking of doing one in pencil and trying that. Of course, it would take a lot longer to do that. Oh yeah, I never finished my story about going out to eat. The thing that I wasn't real crazy about, like I said, the chicken was awesome. You didn't get a whole lot for your money, though. Usually here in America, you get such huge servings, it's enough for 3 meals. At least for me it is. So you didn't get, I mean, you got enough. I had 2 meals out of it because I had some for lunch today. But I didn't really care for their marinara sauce. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it was about it that I didn't like. I don't know. Okay, we got a bunch of 4s in here, and that's brown. BR1. I use BR1 a lot. I'm surprised I didn't have to refill this one. I did have to refill. There's a green that's used a lot and a blue that's used a lot for color by numbers in this set. And I just go through and I refill them. I have a couple of Copic refills that are very, very close to the colors in here. So I just refilled them with my Copic ink. Because, yeah, you can do that with your budget-friendly markers. Refill them. Yeah, bled outside the lines here because I was in a hurry. That's okay. We're going to have that magenta over it anyhow. I never really take my time in these coloring chats. I always feel like I'm in a hurry. I don't know why. I'm on camera and I feel like I gotta rush. When subconsciously I know I don't have to, because I very rarely get a picture done during the coloring chat anyhow. Once in a very great while I do. I hear Bob going upstairs. He never goes upstairs. That's my domain. My bedroom, my diamond painting room, and the itty bitty bathroom. Oh, I bet you he's looking at garbage. It's Sunday, like I said, and garbage comes on Monday morning. So Sunday is take out garbage day. I very rarely have garbage up there, though. But he must go and check anyhow. He usually comes in here, too. My garbage in here in my craft room or office, whatever you want to call it. The multi-purpose room. I don't always have a lot of garbage in here. Definitely doesn't have to be cleaned out every week. Aw, that's looking cute already. Like I said, for fantasy pictures like this, you really don't have to worry about matching the colors up exactly. I mean, as a matter of fact, you can color this any color you want to. Just a moment. Alrighty. Yep. He came in here to get the garbage. I did have a little bit more this week, but it definitely could have waited till next week. He just likes to empty everything out. Bless his heart. Such a sweetie. I take care of the cooking and the cleaning, and he takes care of the garbage on Sundays. Takes out the trash when we need it during the week. That's not too often. And then he does the litter box. Again, bless his heart. When we had 3 cats, well, originally 4, it was a great big litter box. It was the bottom part of a 55-gallon drum, plastic drum, that he cut down to, I don't know, maybe 2 feet high. And then he cut like a door out of it with a ridge on the bottom so we could have litter in it yet. And yeah, they used that thing religiously, but I told him, I said, now that we're only down to 2, I said, we don't really need that great big thing in the corner. So I went ahead and bought it's still a larger litter box, but it's a corner litter box. And we have it out in the breezeway where you come into the house from the garage. So I kind of wanted it more tucked away back behind the door in the corner. This thing fits there just perfectly, and yet it's still plenty big for the 2 of them. And knock on wood, we've never had a problem with them going in the house outside of the litter box. So that is good, because anybody that's had cats knows what cat urine smells like, and boy, that's hard to get out. hate that smell. Because when my Siamese cat started getting sick and had urinary tract infections, and yeah, he was diabetic, and then he started having accidents and whatnot, and yeah, missed another 3. So yeah, went out for supper last night. Doing the color and chat today rather than yesterday. Usually I do it on Saturdays, but I was just plain lazy yesterday. It was so nice outside. Number 6 is red. R2 vermilion. And we actually hit 80 yesterday. Last week, our high was 65. Oh, that was so depressing. Today it's colder again. Took my shorts back off. Put on sweatpants and socks. My feet get so cold so easy. Anyhow. So, yeah, just kind of sat around, colored in the morning. Diamond painted in the afternoon and evening. Working on my next Halloween picture for Drills and Chills. That's why, like I said, I've been in such a Halloween mood because of that diamond painting event. I initially was going to wear Halloween nails today, and I thought, no, we'll wait till October. I have quite a few Halloween nail wraps. And I still do get asked about my fingernails. These are from, it's a company called Lily and Fox. Just like it sounds. Lily and Fox. And they're so budget friendly, as we like to put it in the coloring community. They're only $2.99. And free shipping, whether you buy one or many. Now, I am not an affiliate with them. It's just I do get asked about them. And I know one time a subscriber said they couldn't find Lily and Fox on the internet. So, yeah, I love them. They fit my fingernails perfectly. I have smaller nail beds, and the color streets were just too big. They were too wide for my nail beds. And while I know Color Street is, of course, higher quality than these, and I know you can trim down the sides of the Color Street nails and stuff. It was just a pain. So then I went out searching for other companies, and I stumbled across this company, and I thought, well, I'm going to give them a try. So I ordered a couple. Yep. Fell in love with them. So you can imagine my stash now. Yeah, they got so many pretty glittery ones, and I love ombre. So, and I love purple and teal. So, yeah. I have a lot of, like I said, Halloween ones and Christmas ones. I was originally going to, record this color and chat yesterday on 9/11, and I had a set of 4th of July ones left over that were the red, white, and blue. They had red and white stripes on and stuff, so I was going to wear them today. And I thought, well, it is the day after. I guess I will leave those for next year. And hopefully they'll still be sticky next year. I haven't had a problem with, some of these have been sitting for quite a while. These, for some reason, I did have a little bit of problem with shaping them and getting them to stay on because, oh, look at that one's chipping off now. These were different than all the other ones. The other ones are nice and thin and you can mold them to your fingernails really easily. For some reason, this set, they were thicker. So, yeah, it was harder to put them on, and I'm sure they're not going to stay on as nice as the other ones. The other ones I've already worn for 2 weeks, and I've only took them off because I wanted to change them up. Usually I only wear them for a week because I like to wear new ones every weekend when I do my coloring chats for you guys. And like I said, I have lots of them. But yeah, I'm assuming these are not going to stay on real long. And I actually go over the top of them always with a coat of Sally Hansen's Quick Dry top coat. Works great. Oh, here's another 6. And yes, it's very much quick dry. I mean, it's dry within minutes. I have a tendency of waiting a little bit longer than that just to make sure. But yeah, dries really fast. I love it. I'm sure you can get it in your like Ulta and stuff like that, but I order mine off of Amazon. Okay, now we're going to go on to 7, that magenta. So we're going to see, because this is dry now, so I can color over the top. Never color over the top when it's still wet, or it's really going to spread out. And you might not peel your paper. That's more water-based. But yeah, you don't want to go over the top of wet alcohol marker, especially if you're going over and shading with pencils. Yeah, you definitely want to wait till it's dry. Let's see what this is going to look like. Kind of hard to tell right now yet because it is still wet. And we do have black on the reverse. So again, if you're newer to markers, alcohol markers in these books with black on the reverse, the alcohol marker, the ink that goes down, is always going to look darker when you first put it down until it dries. Number 1, alcohol ink is darker when it's wet. Number 2, these books with the black on the reverse, especially so. So you'll see by the time I get done with these 7s, see how much lighter that looks already because it's drying. Well, that looks okay with going over the top. When I do something with small dots like that on my own when it's not color by number, I always pick the background to be a lighter color than the dots or the smaller things, because then I can do this where you go over the top and then you color in the smaller objects with the darker color. There's a secret to my madness. So this worked out great that he did this way too. Again, I could have switched the colors around if I wanted to and did, any colors I wanted. Okay, now this is probably going to be a little bit lighter than them circles, but that's okay. It's a much brighter pink, isn't it? Again, we'll see once it dries. Now that could look funny right there because of what's on my sheet, my cardstock underneath. Because, yeah, I do use these over and over. I did laminate an 8.5 sheet of paper to use as a blotter page. And it works great because you just take rubbing alcohol and you can clean the sheet off when it gets too full. The thing that I didn't like about it, however, is it's so thick and non-bendable that, you know, a lot of times, most of the time, I'm not coloring on my desk. I'm coloring in my lap in the living room. And so that sheet would keep coming out. So I have not been using it. I've just been reusing cardstock. But if you do color on a flat surface, that is an option. Or I know many people go to their Dollar Tree and they get one of those, I think they're actually cutting mats, I think is what they're meant to be. But people use those as blotter sheets, and then you can just clean them off too. All right, number 8 is purple. P4. Bingo. Oh, there's no P in bingo? Oh, that's B4, you say? So sorry. Oh, I'm in a goofy mood today. Took Bella in yesterday for a grooming. She definitely needed it. Gosh, her fur, what do you call it? Grows out fast. So yeah, she needed another trimming. Get her nails trimmed, her teeth brushed. She always smells so good when she comes back, and that lasts all of like maybe a day. And then she just, I don't know, miraculously gets that dog smell back. Not that it's bad, but yeah, her breath doesn't stay real fresh for long. The typical dog breath. And yeah, that's not the nice. Even though she gets dental chews and stuff to help clean her teeth and keep them healthy. That's why it's always nice to hear from the groomer that her teeth are really nice and clean usually, and not a lot of tartar. So those dental chews evidently do their job. Now, these mushrooms, I am going to have to go around, aren't I? Didn't plan that out good. Didn't look ahead, but red and purple mushrooms is going to look awesome. Again, because I'm going to have to go around those circles, I may end up getting lines in those. That's okay. It's part of the mushroom, right? Matter of fact, sometimes, depending on the object, you could do it on purpose. Mushrooms sometimes, especially down here, right? They do have lines in them. The top, not so much. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. This, again, is typically when I go out of the lines with it, you know, spreads out of the lines because I'm typically in more of a hurry to do it, so I don't get the lines. Takes concentration. I was actually, when it was so nice yesterday, I was actually thinking of doing a color and chat outside on the patio table and chairs that I have down in the fenced-in area, finally. But then I thought, just at the time I get everything set up and we start recording, our neighbor has very, very loud trucks. The one in particular, it's an older, beat-up truck that must not have a muffler on at all. Oh, and this guy goes through constantly. Oh, that looks cute. That turned out okay. And I thought, yep, I'll start recording and that guy will go through. So it's like, can I never do a color and chat outside? So we'll maybe see, and might not be able to do it this year anymore. We'll have to see. There is a possibility the next few weeks could be above temps. So that would be awesome. We'll have to see what next weekend brings. I just thought it would be neat to get out the tripod and maybe go outside. You know me, I love outside in summer. I spend as much time outside when the weather is nice as possible. So when I did babysit the kids and it was, you know, in the 80s, the night before I'd always get out their pool, fill it full of water, and yeah, sit out there with them in the nice warm sun. There was only 1 or 2 days that I absolutely baked. And that's when we were in the 90s. Pure sun, our heat index was over 100. But they had a glorious time, you know, making sure I doused them good with sunscreen. Number 9 is light blue. Robin's egg blue. B050. So, oh gosh, that brings back a funny thing Maddie says, or said. You know, I was just talking about that litter box that we used to have for the cats, that great big round 50-gallon barrel that was cut down to a couple feet high, and then it had the door cut out. After we quit using that, Bob pressure washed it out, so it was clean. And it was out front for the longest time. Well, Levi's favorite thing to do, he never really went in the pool a lot, which maybe on the one hand was a good thing, because then it gave Maddie more room in there. And she likes being a mermaid in the pool and spreads all out. While was a nice sized pool, still probably would have gotten in the way of each other. So his favorite thing was, I bought them some cups, some plastic cups to play with in the pool, and he loved his cups. They each had their own cups. He had Minions and Spider-Man, and Maddie had Minnie Mouse. And so, yeah, they each had their own cups and the same number of cups, right? Gotta do that with kids. And yeah, his favorite thing was to take cups of water out of the pool, walk over and dump them into this bucket that I had, or water the flowers that were next to the swing out there, which he did proceed to kill one. Too much water, and it didn't have a hole in the bottom. I should have just went and nailed a couple holes in the bottom of it, and I just, yeah. Anyhow, what he did this one day is he dragged out that litter box, or now just half a barrel, and because it was upright, it wasn't tipped over, and he proceeded to dump water in there. And he had actually quite a bit of water, because Maddie proceeded to come over and dump a bunch in there from the pool. And I'm like, oh, well, okay, do your thing. And so, yeah, the water came up to the bottom of that ridge, you know, that we had around the bottom. And Maddie proceeded to put, I had also a bunch of balls and stuff in the pool and different things for them to play with. So she proceeded to bring a bunch of them over for him. And yeah, he played in that little thing. So he had his own little pool. And Maddie proceeded to say, look, Levi's got his own little kiddie pool. Now she meant kid-y pool, but because it was a kit e-litter box. At one point in time, I burst out laughing. And she looks at me like, what's so funny? He's got a kiddie pool. And yeah, it was a nice play on words. She didn't get it, so I kind of explained it to her. Not quite sure if she got it, but I think so. So Kiddie and Kitty own kiddie pool. That was hilarious. Yeah, I haven't had any grandchildren stories for you guys like I used to. So next time Maddie has a day off from school, I'm going to ask Heather if they can come over here. I know Bob misses his, especially Maddie. Oh, that is his little girl. He adores her. Levi, because he's younger yet and stuff, and, you know, is a typical 2-year-old. You can tell Bob never had children of his own. Because he has no patience with little ones when they throw fits, or they don't listen, or they're not able to talk yet and can't tell you what they want. We missed a purple. So yeah, it was hilarious. See if the kids can come over. I don't know if it's going to be maybe Thanksgiving break before they have a day off. Lord knows, it better not be a snow day. No. All right, number 10 next, I think. Light brown. I went with YR9, a yellow ochre. Here we go. So, yeah. Been getting caught up on some things around home here now with not babysitting. But boy, I haven't even been working on color charts. Can you believe that? I'm getting kind of a stack of supplies back here, and I think I had mentioned once before, I am redoing all of my color charts, getting them in better order, and I am going with a standard format because so many of mine are in different formats. When I first started making color charts, how many years ago? I made them very differently than I do now. So I wanted to get a consistency to all of my color charts. And back then I kind of put them in a different color order. Still the same color families, but yeah, a little bit of a different order. So I did get the Prismacolor one completely redone, and I don't think I got to the Polychromos, though. Because then I started, when I got new supplies in, I did start to, when I made those color charts, I started doing it in the new format, like the 120 Brute Fooners, the Black Widows. What else? Right now, the next one I'm working on is the Spectrum Noir Color Blend. I always want to say Color Soft, but no, that's Derwent. So I've been working on new color charts and haven't been able to work on updating old ones. Plus, I have a huge swatching video that I've been meaning to get to for over a month. That is the 520 set of Brute Fooners. So we're going to do that baby in 2 parts. I don't think I would torture you guys with trying to do it all in one. That would be 3-4 hours. Yeah, that would be a doozer. So yeah, we're gonna, even in 2 parts, they're going to be long videos because I'll still be swatching 260 in each video But I am going to have them all sharpened in the order that I want with the numbers and names written out ahead of time. And that really saves time by doing that. I have a swatching video that I recorded yesterday that will be up on my channel shortly, and I did that. I wrote them out ahead of time. And yeah, that really saves time. So I'm hoping to get to the Brute Fooners soon. I had good intentions of having it done already. But you know how that goes. Doesn't always go according to plan. The one that finally I got recorded yesterday should have been recorded a good month ago too. I just keep getting other things in to record. Just like I have a whole bunch of flip throughs sitting here on my desk that came in last month. I think actually one even came in the very end of July. Oh, so bad. So I want to possibly record during the week this week. It's so hard for me to record during the week. I don't know why. Bob's at work, and I enjoy my time alone coloring or diamond painting. Anything I want. And yeah, I'm going to have a line here. Got a couple of them. Oh, well. Oh, well. Any other 10s? Hey, we might get this done. We might. If I have enough stuff to talk about. 11. Dark blue. PB2. Hey, that rhymed. Dark blue. PB2. Told ya. Goofy mood. Goofy mood. And I have to kind of... Oh, it is time. I have to start supper. Well, Bob, honey, we may have a late supper. So I don't know how long this video is because I had to stop it in between when Bob came in. Now there are only 16 colors in this color palette, but like I said, I don't think... Oh, we do have 15 here, but not a lot. So it would be nice for me to finish this. Now I really feel like I'm in a hurry though, because I seen what time it was. Bob is used to having supper at a certain time. But supper tonight's going to be very easy to make. I am going to make you use the croissant rolls, you know, that come in the tubes, the refrigerated croissants. And then there's cooked cubed chicken. And if you're really in a hurry, you could actually use canned chicken. That's all the 11s, huh? 12s. There's quite a few 12s. Light green, GY3. Oh, that'll be pretty. GY. Colorful butterflies. So yeah, you take cubed cooked chicken. So usually I just boil them with some salt and season all and, you know, give it a little bit of flavor. Let them cool and then cut them up. You could also cube them up and fry them, but I figure boiling them is a little bit healthier. Not that this recipe is super healthy. Do we eat healthy around here? Nah. Sometimes. Sometimes we'll have salads and stuff. And then you put a mixture on the bottom of now a single recipe is an 8x8 pan, but I'm going to double it and make it into a 9x13 pan. Ooh, these butterflies are pretty. And so you take whatever cream soups you like, whether it be cream of mushroom or cream of celery, cream of chicken. Now, I do not like cream of mushroom, and I'm not a big lover of the cream of celery either, so love cream of chicken soup. So that's usually what I use for any recipe. There goes a motorcycle. Any recipe that calls for a cream soup. You mix that with some shredded cheese. So I got Kojak I'm going to put in there. And, what else was in there? I can't remember. But the chicken, so that whole mixture, with milk. That mixture you put on the bottom of the pan. And then you make these croissants. You roll them out so you have them in, triangles. And the chicken you mix with the other part of the shredded cheese. And was there anything with that mixture besides the cheese and the chicken? I can't remember. But anyhow, you take a big spoon of that chicken mixture, put it on the broad end of the triangular croissant. Not croissant. Well, whatever they're called. You know what I mean. And then you roll them up like normal. So you got this chicken mixture, chicken and cheese mixture inside, and then you put them on top of that cream soup mixture with the cheese on the bottom. And you bake it in the oven for like 25 minutes until the croissants get all golden brown. Doesn't that sound good? So then I'm going to put extra sauce in the bottom of the pan. And I am going to make some wild rice. And so there'll be a little extra sauce. You can just have your rice plain, or you can put some sauce over the top. Yum, now I'm making myself hungry. 13 is regular green. G2, this is the one I use a lot because there's not many regular greens in this set. So yes, I've had to refill this a few times. So this is actually Copic ink in this marker. And we are going to finish this baby up. And we just have some bubbles. And I'm not going to add a background or anything to this. Do I ever? Not really. All right, 14. So we only have 14 and 15 left. Woo! Gray. So we have gray and dark gray. CG4 and CG7. We got some cool grays going on. CG, not WG. CG. Where are those? Oh, okay. Got them. CG4, CG7. Okay. Oh, I hate these narrow bits. So yeah, gotta make that. Make the rice, and then I thought for a vegetable we'll either have corn, or I like making creamed mixed vegetables. So I might make that because that might go really good with the rice and everything. Do I got you hungry yet? I always try to mix up the starch every week. I love trying new recipes. Well, I've never made this. So like one week I'll make something with potatoes, and next week something with pasta, and then one week something with rice. And then I also mix up the protein, the meat part of the meal. So 1 week chicken, 1 week something with hamburger, 1 week fish. Oh, I should make baked tilapia again. We haven't had fish in a while. Love making baked tilapia with baked baby red potatoes. Ooh, yes. And maybe something with pork 1 week, like ham or, you know, something like that. And soup season's coming up, so time to get out the crock pot. Like I haven't made, we both love pea soup with ham in. Haven't made that in a long time. And it's so easy to make, right? All crock pot meals are easy to make. You throw everything in the morning or early afternoon, let her cook for a few hours, and call it good. I want to make some homemade bread too. Boy, I really am getting hungry. I gotta quit talking about food. Oh my gosh. One thing I did want to talk to you guys about is I did decide when I do the 10,000 subscriber giveaway, I did decide based on comments that I got and kind of my own thoughts too, because I was leaning more this way too. I am going to do the giveaway within a color and chat so that I know my subscribers will win the giveaways. And again, I'm going to have giveaway for both the United States and international, because it's just such a monumental milestone for me. So again, I want to say thank you to you guys for letting me hit that milestone. I did have a question for you guys. What was I going to ask you guys? Oh, I was going to ask you, now this pertains to diamond painting, so I know that is not all of your guys' things, and you just kind of skip over my diamond painting videos, and that's fine. I know not everybody's into diamond painting, but I had mentioned in one of my videos how much I love Randall Spangler, and he is exclusively licensed with Diamond Art Club. I have a huge collection of Randall Spangler, and it's his cute, they're called draglings, and they're adorable. They're just adorable. And I was just wondering if you wanted to see that collection. I would just open probably one at a time in a video, and then I would just have parts to it. I also have a big Hannah Lynn collection from Diamond Art Club, if you would like to see those unboxed. And again, I'd probably open just one. I did do a few Hannah Lynn unboxings already on camera. So I don't know if I would start over just so I'd have a part and show each one of them. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I myself have not even gotten out all of the Randall Spangler dragling diamond paintings. I just have them in the box yet. So I myself am kind of curious. I just haven't, taken the time to open them all. So let me know that also down in the description below. I think that's it. So time to go make supper. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed our color and chat today, and I actually got it done. So again, this is Magical Artifacts, and I am coloring with the Ohuhu brush markers, the alcohol markers, and I'll link everything down below in the description. So again, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody has had a fantastic weekend, because I'm hoping to get this up yet tonight. And as always, happy coloring. Bye, guys.